Hey, good morning, Trent. This is a quick demo video for you for your Darth Vader DV6. I had originally thought that you had got this from KR Sabers. When buying this one from KR Sabers, they brand it as the Dark Lord. I just saw your box though. This one is from Korbanth, and I believe they just brand it as the DV6 V3 perhaps. But same saber. All right. It is a 2-button setup. So your front plunger here will be power. If I can zoom in on that, your front plunger will be power. Your back plunger here will be your auxiliary switch. How to get to your chassis, you just want to come over here and unscrew your handle. So we will take this off real quick. I made this chassis to where it could stay just like this and it'd be a static setup. All right, so you've got access to your Proffie board right here, your SD card and your micro USB. You don't have to lift up the board, although it is just a press fit into there. So if it's easier for you to do some sound font changes, you can pop it up if you need to. But a 90-degree data cable fits in there without moving the board. All right, and you've got a kill switch right here in front of the board. A fully enclosed 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, and a removable battery setup, so spring side being the negative side of your battery. If you do want to take this chassis out though, what you do is grab the chassis, turn it counterclockwise until it stops, and then pull it out. All right, when you do that, your two switches up here. I gave you an OLED screen up here just for something a little fun to play with. You have a 7-pixel accent strip right behind this area right here. You have another 7-pixel accent strip right here. And you're running a Carlchen V4 Neopixel connector. All right. You'll notice on this chassis right here, it has a kind of an L-lock channel. One modification I do to this Saber is opposite, like 180 degrees from the switches, is this greebly right here. So what I do is I take out this greebly. I do take the threads off of it. I re-drill and tap the hole that it threaded into for an 832. I put an 832 grub screw in there. That may be a little hard to see. Let me shine a light in there. All right, get my flashlight. You can see that grub screw sticking out in there now. So it's right there, right? I put that grub screw in there. I do glue it down so it stays in one place. And then I come back and I glue this greebly back into place. All right, and I do that so that you'll have that little channel lock system. And I'll show you how to use that. Let me find my battery. There it is. It's early in the morning. So take your battery, we'll put it in the Saber here. Clips in nice and tough. We'll come over here and flip the kill switch.
Indeed you are powerful, as the Emperor has foreseen.
You've got my little boot up there on your OLED. You can see your animation here for the LEDs and then your animation here as well. We can hit power from here. Just gave you a little extra animation there. You can swap that to whatever you like. These do ramp up when the Saber's on. And then this fires up, all right? And we'll turn this off. You gave me the father font. Let's put this in the Saber first though. So you'll know that grub screw is right underneath that greebly, which is in line with all of this stuff right here. All right, so that's what you'll want to line up that groove with initially. If you don't have it lined up correctly, it's only going to go in that far. Until you turn it, it will find its home right here. Push it in, it's going to be a little tight. And then turn it clockwise. It's meant to be tight so that everything holds down in place when you're doing that. All right, you can hit power from here. All right, we'll turn it off. You gave me the father sound font. It has several different variations of that from the different movies. You asked for the ROTJ version specifically, so that's what's on here. And then you also gave me a Godzilla font, and that is on here as well. Now the Godzilla font came with a blade style. And I made the chassis LEDs blue to match the blade style. The blade style is pretty wild. I picked the blue color out of it and just match the LEDs to that. All right, but when you put this in here, you can take your handle, simply come over here and screw it on, lock it down all the way, and hit power. You got some nice shine through in your blade plug. Auxiliary. These were a little loose. Let me just tighten these up real quick. They were coming out just a hair, but. And you've got twist off right now. One thing I do like about this saber, actually this is probably my favorite Darth Vader saber anyway, but what I like about this model is that this is your blade retention. So you can just unscrew that a bit, pull your blade plug right out. You don't need a tool. All right, so we'll go ahead and put a blade in. I grabbed a 7/8" blade by mistake. This is made for a 1" blade. So we'll put a 1" blade in here. Lock it down with the blade retention. This is, of course, set up for a full-length blade, but hit power. And it lights up a blade very well. Blaster bolts, you just tap auxiliary. Blade lock up, you want to hold auxiliary down and hit the saber. You can see it right here. And then as you go like that, that moves to the middle of the blade. That's why you can't see it on this short blade. And now you can, right? To play your soundtrack for this particular font, or for all fonts really, just do a long press on the power. All right, do another long press to turn it off. And then go to the next one, hit auxiliary. This being the Godzilla font. Bit of a pre-on, but it's very cool. So, if you can tell on camera, it might be a little hard to. There is like a bit of a white flame happening right at the emitter tip, but as you move forward, your blade will be blue, and that's why I picked blue for the chassis. Those sounds with your flash on flash. This being your blade lock up. We'll turn it off. And your soundtrack. All right, and then we'll turn it off. I don't let those play too long for copyright purposes on the video, but just to show you how you do that. All right, and then when we're done, we'll go ahead and take our blade back out. I'm gonna put your blade plug in so I don't forget it. Just kind of put it right here and lock it down. Again, come over here and unscrew our handle. And we'll turn it on from here. All right, and then if you want to turn that off from here, you just flip your kill switch and it kills power like it should. All right, and then like I said, you don't have to take this out. You may need a tool though because the battery's in there pretty tight. That is by design. I'm just using the back of a pair of tweezers, but you can pop your battery out just like that. But that, sir, is your DV6. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get this out in the mail to you today. Thanks, Trent.